Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the topic indifference curve. So in this video, we are going to discuss the indifference curve approach and what are the properties of indifference curve. So indifference curve approach was developed by J.R. Hicks in his famous book. It is through his famous book of Value and Capital, which was published in the year 1939. Later, he revised his first this book and published in the year 1956. The title of that revised book is A Revision of the Demand Theory. So we will discuss what is indifference curve approach. So indifference curve approach it is based on the ordinal utility approach. You know that the utility has got two approaches, that is ordinal utility and cardinal utility. Cardinal utility means the utility can be measured in quantitative terms, and ordinal utility we cannot able to measure utility in quantitative terms. Instead of that, we can able to rank the utility. So here also indifference curve approach following the ordinal utility approach. And what is actually the indifference curve approach? It is indifference curve approach is a curve or it is a locus of different combination of two commodities which gives equal satisfaction to the consumer. So it is a curve or it is a locus of different combination of two commodities. Say for example, there are two commodities X and Y. It shows a different combination of X and Y which gives equal satisfaction to the consumer. Any point through the indifference curve shows the same level of satisfaction. Since it shows same level of satisfaction, the consumer will be indifferent towards a particular bundle or a particular combination because all the combinations shows same level of satisfaction to the consumer. Now moving on to the assumptions of this particular approach. First one is the rationality assumption, that is the consumer behave rationally. And the second one is utility is ordinal. Utility cannot be measured quantitatively. Instead, we can find the, we can give the preferences instead of measuring it quantitatively. Then third one, there are two goods, say X and Y. Then taste, preferences, income remaining the same. Taste and preferences, income remaining the same. That is also then consumer possesses complete information about the goods and services and the prices in the market. And there is also sensitivity of choice. Then utility is a function of quantity of commodities. These are the function. Utility is a function of quantity. Then there is a sensitivity of choice. In choice making, it is transitive. And the consumer possesses complete information about the prices of goods in the market. And then there are two commodities, utility is ordinal and nationality assumption. These are some of the assumptions of the indifference curve approach. Then this is indifference schedule. This is an example for indifference schedule. Here you can see that there are two goods, two commodities. You can see apple and mango, and different combinations also shown. So here you can see there are 5 combinations A, B, C, D, E, and different combination of apples and mangoes you can able to see, and each combination A, B, C, D, E gives equal satisfaction to the consumer. So say if you take the combination A, which consists of 15 apples and 1 mango, and combination E, 5 apples and 5 mangoes. And the B, C, D, also there are combinations like B, C, D, E. All this combination is having different number of apples and mango, but the satisfaction level is remaining the same. If you choose combination A or if you choose combination E also, you will get same level of satisfaction. That is why the consumer is indifferent. He is indifferent towards a particular combination. So this is the indifference curve. The same indifference schedule is represented in the form of a diagram where the x-axis we measure mangoes and y-axis we measure the apples, and we plot the values over here A, B. Here, so for this one, you can see 15 apple and 1 mango. Then this B, C, D, E. All these points shows all the points in the difference curve shows same level of satisfaction. Since it provides same level of satisfaction to the consumer, is indifferent towards it. So indifference curve shows a curve of different combinations of two commodities, say mangoes and apple over here, which gives same level of satisfaction. So that is indifference curve. Now moving on to the properties of indifference curve. And the first property of indifference curve is that it has got a negative slope, which means it is sloping downward from left to right. So here we already mentioned that the indifference curve will consist of it has an assumption of that there are only two goods, X and Y. So in order to increase the consumption of one goods, you have to reduce the consumption of the other one. So in order to show that you should be in a downward sloping curve only, you can able to show the same thing, and you can clearly show that here when the consumption of Y is increasing from this point to this one, and therefore consumption of X is actually reduced from this point to this point. So that is one of the properties. The second one is that the difference curve is having a slope of convex to the origin. The difference curve is always convex to the origin. You can see that this is a difference curve. It is convex to the 0 point or the convex to the origin. The convexity of indifference curve shows the law of diminishing marginal rate of substitution, or MRS, marginal rate of substitution. What is marginal rate of substitution? Marginal rate of substitution is the rate at which the one commodity is substituted for the other commodity without changing the level of satisfaction. If you change one commodity with the other commodity, without changing the level of satisfaction, that is called the marginal rate of substitution. Because of the marginal rate of substitution, what the difference curve is having the convexity shape, it is convex to the origin. You can see. So the MRSXY can be measured by decreasing the consumption of Y divided by the increasing the consumption of X, or we can say that delta Y by delta X can be the measurement of the marginal rate of substitution. The third property is that two indifference curves never intersect each other. That is one of the major important feature of indifference curve. If it intersecting, so one indifference curve shows one level of satisfaction, and the other indifference curve shows the other different level of satisfaction. If it intersect each other, say, look at the picture, you can see that at point A, the indifference curve of 1 is intersecting the indifference curve 2. It will be against the principle of indifference curve, because indifference curve shows the locus of different combination of two commodities get same level of satisfaction. Here, this IC1 is having one level of satisfaction, and IC2 is having different level of satisfaction. But at point A, you are getting a same level of satisfaction for different indifference curve. For different indifference curve, so it is against the principle of indifference curve. So two indifference curve can never intersect each other. Then another property is that higher indifference curve always shows higher level of satisfaction. If the indifference curve is farther from the origin, shows a higher level of satisfaction. If it is closer to the origin, it shows lower level of satisfaction. Then another important property of indifference curve is that indifference curve touches neither of axis. It never touches X axis, and it never touches Y axis. If it touch one axis, means that if it touch what Y axis, means that you can take the example. If it touch one of the axis, you know that the basic definition of indifference curve is that it is a combination of two commodities. If it touch one of the axis, the one commodity will be zero, the other commodity will be maximum. So that is against the principle of what indifference curve. So it is a combination of two commodities. If you touch one axis, one commodity will be zero, the other commodity will be maximum. If it touch the other axis, the other commodity will be zero, and one commodity will be the maximum. So the indifference curve will never touch either of the axis. It never touch X axis, and it never touch Y axis. So these are the properties of indifference curve. One is it negatively sloped, it is convex to the origin, it never intersects each other. Higher indifference curve always shows higher level of satisfaction, and lower indifference curve shows lower level of satisfaction. It never touch either of the axis, it never touch X axis, and it never touch Y axis. So that's all about the indifference curve. Hope you understood. Thank you for